Hello and welcome, my lovely Cancer. Cancer, your card in tarot is the Chariot card. This is a card of choice and infinite possibilities. Alright, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of December 23rd through 29th, 2019. Remember, time is merely a pretense. These can be past, present, or future energies or lessons. This is a general reading for Cancer, but like a good fairy tale fable, do listen to get the most out of your lessons, life lessons for full soul evolution, because your sign, my lovely Cancers, is not personally programming, however, but the lessons you need to learn in this life. So, my intro, me being the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling. This is my charismatic gift I share with you with unconditional love and, of course, gratitude. And I thank you for all your likes, subscribes. Your reviews alone do help the channel. Do subscribe now if you haven't. For continuous soul evolution on a weekly basis. Let's get to it. So what do we have above us? We had on 12/21 the winter solstice, and just to review, it's a very hermity, hibernating time. It's about darkness. It's just about the earth being, the sun being tilted, the earth being tilted furthest away from the sun in the northern hemisphere, and it's about distance making the heart grow fonder. I miss the light, I miss the warmth, I miss the sun and the vitamins, and it's that energy of the light in our life. So we also had the sun move into Capricorn on that day. And Capricorns are not so anti-water and so hard and earthy. They are the sea goat. And even though they represent discipline and order and work and hierarchy and the boss, they're also the sea goat. So they lived at the bottom of the ocean before they became a land goat. And what happened is they grew legs, learned to walk, and conquered the land. And that's why they are as pentacled and able to climb on mountains and do pretty much whatever they want up there, no matter where they are. So we have to do the same. We have to dig deep, go into our waters, find what we need, find what we want, and then what calls to our soul, and then move towards it. So, and another little thing that I wanted to share was that there's this magical, mystical energy of life right now in this Jupiter and Capricorn energy that is very down to business, but it feels very magical, and that's because Jupiter is the biggest nymph chaser of them all. Yes, the original nympho was Jupiter, and for sure, are you chasing fairies or nymphs? Are you living the magic? It's part of the game with Jupiter and Capricorn for the year that we're working with. It's something to not forget, especially if you feel your chakra, your sexual chakras are a little bit inflamed and on fire. Yeah, you might want to calm those down a little bit, but it is all for inspiration. All right, on the 26th, this upcoming week, we have the new moon in, you guessed it, more Capricorn, more earth and energy, with the solar eclipse that is represented by the Two of Pentacles, the balancing card. It is also the card of all work and no play, makes Jack a very dull fool. So this is about remembering to introduce play and fun into all your hopes and dreams. It's all part of it. And this also has this, eclipses have this feeling of light and dark. And there are things that will, because the sun and the moon will be in the sky pretty much simultaneously at the same time, there are things that are going to be lit up that aren't normally lit up, and things that are going to be dark that aren't normally dark. It is the change of light in our life, and it's absolutely a movement through that change. Serendipity is the energy of the solar eclipse on the 26th, which is all about fortunate things happening, lucky things happening, even though we weren't looking for them. So keep your eyes open, because I expect a lot of spirit messages to keep us going. That card was in the upright. All right, so what do we have here, my lovely Cancers, in getting ready to get to this reading? I have you in the reverse, which Cancer, having the Chariot card in reverse just means stalled out for others, but for you it feels more like something ain't really going for you. And I do have being stalled out as the Chariot is cold and unusual. It's like making camp instead of just moving forward. And it's just not as homely as Cancer likes to be. You do not want to make camp. You want to go home to your happy place. But there's this sense of not moving forward, of kind of being stuck in a position of not being able to enforce your will over something. And that's because you're waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for a selection. It's driving you nuts because I do have the Nine of Wands in reverse, and it's just not, you can't figure out why it's not coming in. You're getting a little obsessed over, you know, I still have them in the upright. So it's still happening. They're still coming in slowly. But what happens is it's like a watch pot never boils, or a frog left in a pot to boil will cook to death and not know to jump out. It's kind of both those scenarios for you guys. And that's because I have this Death card in reverse, and there's something you have to let go of from your past to get this in all the way. There's not room for what your ships are coming in, what you're expecting to come in, what you want to come in, what you're praying to come in, what you're wishing to come in for. It's not going to come in until you make room, until you like bury the dead kind of thing, or release that false self that you have hanging over you. Could be a Scorpio in your energy not doing well. Could be something you haven't mourned all the way with the Death card in reverse. It's not usually an actual physical death, especially now that we're moving into end of 2019, beginning of 2020. If it was 2017, I may have end of 2017, beginning of 2018, I would have probably said to plan for a funeral. But we're coming out of the energy. It's lightning, and for some reason, you're not letting go of something that's going to get you back on that path and moving, and get you your hands on the wands that you've selected. I do have the Justice card. Could be a Libra in your energy, with the King of Cups in reverse, somebody being very selfish around you, and then a broken-hearted energy with the Three of Swords. This just tells me that you had an unfair relationship with this King of Cups. It's just something that wasn't any good. You had to balance it. Fairness and equality above all. Equanimity with the Justice card. And it wasn't... Spiritually, it might have felt fair to you. For some reason, that's coming through. It's more of like... it wasn't real in some way. Like there was some part of it that it was like... if we were living on a remote island or on Mars, or didn't have to worry about eating, this would have been a great relationship. Yeah, I understand that a lot. This could have been something if life weren't real kind of thing. And it has that Jupiter kind of energy, like I need to ground my emotions, I need to ground my feelings. Just like the seagull crawled out of the ocean. This is you kind of crawling out of this water. Somebody who was really very selfish. And like I said, if we grew up in another time and place, it would have been perfect. And it's probably what drew you into this relationship, Cancer. But it really just ended up with a broken heart. It may not just be a relationship. It could be it could be a work or business where you just got no perks, that they didn't even care about you in a way. No, it's definitely a love thing, because I have the King of Cups in reverse, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. King of Cups in reverse is a brat. It's almost like it's the narcissist. They're in love with themselves. And there's no balance. It's like you were working your butts off. Remember I told you you're supposed to have fun with that Two of Pentacles card? Well, this is that narcissist card. It's the person who's so selfish and look for their resources above all, that you were working so hard you weren't probably not even playing. Nothing was coming in for you either, because you were working so hard for this person, or this person prevented things from coming into you because of jealousy or just brattiness. There's a lot of jealousy with narcissists. Like you can't succeed if I haven't done it, if I haven't succeeded. And it has that feeling. That's why I bring up the narcissist, even though it's fading out of the tarot world a bit, because people are finding that they don't need to be so self-supplying in such extreme ways. Narcissism isn't always mental psychopathy. Sometimes it is just because of living within a world of lack in your past. and you can come out of it. If that's not a true narcissist though, but it kind of has that feeling of that person being just overly absorbed with what they need at your detriment. And so eliminating that person from your energy because you want to bring fairness and you want to, it's going to break your heart, and it already broke your heart when you were in it, but ending that has brought you the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. It means that your home life is happy and your work life is moving along and supporting it. And you weren't able to do that before with this King of Cups and this 2 of Pentacles in your energy. It's almost like they spent all the money kind of feeling. Spirit is saying pay attention to your budget. Pay attention to your resources, especially your energy resources, because there's something about it that when you remove this King of Cups in reverse from your energy, this empty cup, it's an empty cup. They only keep it for themselves. They hide their water when they're in reverse like that. Whatever it is, you've come to a 10 of Cups and you've also come to a 3 of Pentacles, a work that supports your life, your happiness. And it wasn't able to do that before and you weren't really sure why. It's like making a couple $100,000 a year and still being broke. It's like, you know, Michael Jackson. He was absolutely rich. He was really broke when he died. He had to do that concert. He really didn't have a choice, which, you know, he might have set up because he was weird like that, you know, to have to make music or have to do something like that. But, you know, he was still considered this multi-millionaire gazillionaire, but it was all a facade. But now there is actually stability behind that and depth behind it. I mean, I noticed this water here. There's like this water feeling of like, even though we're working very hard, the Capricorn is the sea goat, and it's like there is love energy there flowing through and feeding everything around you. It's definitely a turn. Now this is an energy of perhaps a breakup or a separation or a division. It doesn't necessarily have to be lovey-dovey. You're definitely not feeling lovey-dovey about it anymore. You're feeling like I've cleared out this energy, and you're kind of starting to feel what benefits are coming from ending this relationship. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright. The other card is the High Priestess. Yeah. This is really good because Spirit is saying you're not gambling at life anymore because you've come into an understanding. You've come into a new knowing about life, about the way life works, and about your value and your resources and how people use them against you. And when you move forward with this, you aren't gambling on life. You are living life with purpose and intention. And it's much stronger and glorious kind of too, just because of that, just because you've removed usury, self-usury from your life. And I think that was a big lesson for Cancer all year, is that you were going through usury and removing a lot of users, especially, you know, when you have a warm couch and a heater to turn on. People tend to start, like, checking you out, Cancer. It's like, I need a place to stay, because Cancers have the best places to stay. But it's that energy of just, you know, no. There are things that you like about your home, too, that you want to retain. And when somebody does sleep on your couch, it ruins your couch. I hate when people sleep on my couch. And I hate sleeping on people's couches, no matter how loving and generous it is, because you're going to ruin the couch. All right. I know, Cancer, but this is that sense of you've just removed that energy, and a lot of the benefits and the ships that you're waiting for it to come in is like you've rebalanced your energies in terms of your resources, and now you're ready to welcome new things in. That's actually a really good feeling. 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you don't feel so caught up in things anymore. This is that emotional kind of side of the reading. Like, I don't feel very caught up. I don't feel stuck in my life. I feel like I'm moving through my life kind of energy as I want to, with intention. Like I said, it's a victoriousness. It's still in reverse here, which tells me there's just, there were no trophies, there were no announcements for this. Spirit is saying that you're just, everybody can see that you're victorious. There were, like I said, no trophies, no announcements, no raises, no promotions, no Oscars, nothing like that. Your life is just fucking amazing, and people see it, and it's obvious. It's written on your face, it's written on the way you walk, it's written on the way you wash your car every week. I do have the King of Swords here in reverse, and it's just it's the energy of removing falsehoods from your life. But you're kind of keeping it a secret. There's something about this that is a little secretive. Why it's in reverse, that it's people just see that things are wonderful for you and things are going well for you, and nobody really knows why, and the curiosity of it is beginning to draw people within to you. And like I said, you have that desire to share, that desire to kind of attract people back into your life now that you've gone through this major clearing. It's almost a little loneliness. Oh yeah, Four of Swords is the receptivity card. Putting down your sword, you're done fighting. You're done fighting. And you're not going to talk about it either. There's no need to, Cancer, because you're seeking out your Nine of Cups. There's a sense of quiet about you. These reverse cards aren't really like bad cards. It's just the fact that you are just, it's like a total contentment and happiness within you that it's like, who cares if I pull the Nine of Cups? Things are going that well. Who cares if I pull the Six of Wands? I know I'm victorious because my life's showing victory. I pulled the Eight of Swords in reverse. I know I'm free. I freed myself, damn it. It's all that energy. You have a bit of fire under your ass for something else, though. Let's see what this Jack of Fire is all about in this reading here. In this spread, this line, let's see. Jack of Fire is that fire under your ass. That what you're going to work on next. What you're going to move towards. Which is really interesting because I know you're waiting for something to come in after you've made this clearing. That's really giving you a lot of happiness. And it's just a matter of what... I asked Spirit why the King of Swords was in reverse, and they said it was more of a quietness, but now I have this Queen of Swords in reverse, which is definitely a chopping, working at removing something, but it's still not, it's still qualifying your energy. It's not, it's that exuberance of removing and then working on it's working on clearing out your life. It's working on the clearing out the swords. When the Queen of Swords is in reverse, that's her getting out of her chair. She only gets out of her chair to wreak havoc on things and slice away the drama. You're working on something that you want to go public, which is important because there were a lot of things that you were holding private, holding to your chest, that you were you just weren't talking about. You were just kind of letting your glow flow, man. And especially in these dark times with the winter solstice, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of confusion going on, your light is going to shine brightly. People are going to look to you, and you're willing to share that with them and what you've done to really just put your life back together again. Okay, you're working on removing some burdens. You're working on releasing those burdens, using them for better, using them for good. Somebody might be writing. I don't know why I picked that up, but somebody might be writing your story, writing your book, rewriting your story. But whatever it is, you're working on getting rid of those burdens. You're not going to sit in this burden energy. Your light's too bright. You feel too good. And it's not that lousy, sheepish Christmas energy. It's really feeling good within yourself. And it's, you know, sometimes we talk about pulling on that holiday happy feels. Nine of Wands, working on it. It is in reverse. Don't be hesitant to just step out and just do it, because you do have the light. You do have the strength for it. You do have the, yeah, you're taking some action to release these burdens. It's not a trip. I asked if Spirit was getting away, and they said no. I don't know why I asked that, but they said it's like something like writing your novel to tell everybody what happened, what really happened. And you've been quiet about it, so it's kind of important. There's something about getting the story out or processing the story, the what happened of it, that you've been totally silent on. That is going to be necessary for you to move forward into a new success. All right, congratulations, Cancer. This is a pretty good reading. I hope you have a great Christmas and a great holiday. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip, or donate if the spirit moves you. And of course, have a fabulous, fabulous week.